Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys. Well, it's Monday, January 6th, which means yesterday was my dad's birthday. And Jason and I spent 12 hours yesterday with the help of my brother and his moving company, Miracle Movers, which, oh my God, life saving. They they did everything. And my brother is absolutely killing it. I've never been so proud of somebody in my family. I love my brother. Um, but yeah, we're here, but I wasn't going to take a day off. You guys know me. I'm like crazy about this stuff. So we're about to jump back into it. I wanted to remind you guys all, do not forget, please, that we are doing our Blow Not Booze challenge. I want to make sure that everybody knows that way. If you guys want to be a part of it, we are giving away $500. So you can go to Jason and I's new CBD company, theblowcompany.com, order your jar of CBD gummies, and then replace booze starting January 15th for 30 days. Take a before photo, take an after photo. The Addams family is going to vote on the most progress. I am not saying you're going to lose 500 pounds. I'm saying you're going to feel better. We're cutting out booze. We're going to sleep better. Our skin's going to look better. We're going to reduce our anxiety. It's going to be amazing. You're going to fall in love. I'm telling you. Not with me, with Blow. But with that, I say let's get into the Salt Lake City-ish of it all because we got a lot. Now, moving on. Thank you to Reality Blurb. It looks like season 5 of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City obviously has been one for the books. Thank you, honorary snowflake holder over here. Meredith Marks has been at the center of much of the drama, despite some fans' feelings that she hasn't been as present this season. I don't agree with that. But now she's opening up about her issues with the cast, having a better understanding of Mary Cosby and what fans can expect from the reunion. But much of the drama this season has involved the fallout between Mary and Meredith. Not really. Fans saw Mary essentially kick Meredith out of her home, as she also forged her new friendship with Angie Katzenavas. But before the season even started, Meredith made it known that she felt used by Mary. Now, recently, Meredith sat down for an interview with Entertainment Tonight to discuss the season and where she stands with the ladies. But interviewer Bryce Sander began by addressing her being a bit disengaged when the season started. But for her part, Meredith said it just sort of happened that way. It was kind of how it shook out, you know? I wasn't intentionally sitting back in the beginning. I might have been off to a slower start because I'd had a breast reduction right before we started. But Meredith also said she had a skin tightening procedure before filming began, which is another reason why she may have seemed less engaged with the ladies. The drama with Mary came up during an interview, though, and specifically, Bryce asked her if she was surprised by being kicked out of her lunch. And she said, I was very much taken by surprise at Mary's lunch. I didn't realize that she was so angry at me before that. And it was surprising, you know, because there were more words. And obviously, we know it's snippets and moments. And she had quite a bit more to say to me prior to just the get out. Bryce then asked if she had a better understanding of Mary following learning about Robert Cosby Jr.'s struggle with addiction. And she said, yeah, of course. It's a really important lesson for all of us to continually be reminded, which is we never really know exactly what other things are happening in someone's life. She said, I had no idea, you know, so I wish I could have been of more support. Now, when asked if she blames Angie for some of their issues, Meredith said, I don't know, one way or another. They did seem to feel very comfortable in the car, kind of tearing into me together shortly thereafter. But the discussions of Meredith and her husband renting then came up. And according to Meredith, she said, I probably pay more for my homes than any of them do, but that's okay. We don't need to go there. It's not a competition. Yeah, it's creepy. It's like creepy. It's really creepy. Like, why are you so interested in my life? It's just like, who cares? Yeah. I take a winter ski rental. You know, Seth and I sold our home when we thought we were getting a divorce and we just never bought something else. I think it's convenient. I think it's easy and I don't have to worry about it when I'm not there. I'm only there about half the time. So it's great that we have multiple homes that we travel between. It's a really nice life. Listen, I'm all team Meredith on this. Meredith is like, it's a really nice life. Yeah. The woman literally films and she can still film. This is what happened. A lot of people don't realize this. Southern Charm, Olivia Flowers messed up because she was like, I don't know if I see myself in Charleston for this long and I love Olivia. I think she's a sweetheart. But where she messed up was she was saying that she was really, really starting to like Texas. And Southern Charm is about Charleston. So it kind of, it's not really selling the lifestyle or the story. And for Meredith, people are like, well, she rents. She doesn't even live here. Well, no, but she has her store in Park City and she does live there, but part time. But also, when she's not filming, she travels. It's not like she's in one place. The woman, love me some Meredith, is in LA, New York, Europe, down in, I think, Boca, Florida. She's always going, but she's always working, and her work allows her to travel. Why is that a bad thing that she rents? What is the question here? Oh, well, you rent, Meredith. What is the problem? Because it's not that there's not a diss here. If Meredith and Seth wanted to buy a house in Salt Lake City, they could afford a house in Salt Lake City. So it's not like, oh, well, we own our houses and you don't. She's like, yeah, I don't know where I want to buy a house. And until I do, this is what works for me. We need to start normalizing letting people do what works for them and stop telling people, oh, well, I own my house and you live in a rental. So we're not on the same level. It's like, nope, that's not true. That's not true. Don't run with that. It's going to bite you in the ass. And I agree with that. Now, Bryce then asked about her issues with Angie and where they came from. And Meredith gave her side by saying, I can speculate. I don't really know. I would say the very large majority of the issues are not me having a problem with her. They're her having a problem with me for the things that I didn't do that she just falsely accuses me of and has ran with for 2 years at a time. Okay. Well, I mean, that's kind of like, well, what do you say to that, 2 years at a time? Okay. Of course, fans will recall that Angie did bring what they're calling the infamous scroll to the event. I thought it was silly, but in the first episode of the season, which had a list of all the things that she felt Meredith had done to her. However, Meredith has a theory as to why Angie has issues, and she thinks Angie never liked her. She said, I think Angie never liked me before she even came on the show. The only thing I can honestly think of is that she feels like I stole her snowflake because I only live in Park City half the time and I didn't grow up there. And she wanted to be on the show from day one and she wasn't. And I think that maybe upset her. But Bryce then mentioned Angie said that she cried after seeing that she got sent her snowflake. And Meredith said, so I guess it's really important to her. But the topic of the fight between Angie and Brittany Bateman then came up, and Bryce asked if Meredith had seen it differently after watching it back. And specifically, he pointed out that Bronwyn Newport was the one who started the drama. And she said, well, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Although at the same time, she was just repeating other things. It's a complicated situation because the real issue goes back to the original comment of Angie saying to Brittany, you're doing 3 men. But when Brittany had only said that she was dating people. Meredith said, I find that personally to be very offensive because Seth and I separated and we dated other people, very few other people. And it doesn't mean I was sleeping with anybody. And these women ran around like I was some kind of, she used the WHORE word. Bryce also asked Meredith about the friendship that Mary, Bronwyn, Angie, and Whitney have and if she thinks it's real. And she said, I think that some of the friendships will pan out to be legitimate and some won't. And I have a feeling that some of those friendships will really gel and some may not. But when they discussed where she stands with Lisa and if she still harbors any ill feelings, she basically said that her and Lisa are in a new friendship. She then compared where she stands now with how she and her husband were able to fix things and begin again. But regarding who she trusts from the group, she said, Lisa is who I trust and Heather is who I trust. And, Mary, I trust, but we had a little faltering. So we're regrowing back. You'll see that Heather and I have a little falter too, but they also discussed Brittany recording the group and why it was so offensive. And Meredith said, for starters, none of us agreed to be recorded by each other. We agreed to be recorded by Bravo and Shed Media, and that's a very different situation. And they control that process rather than having someone else do it. So the only reason I could imagine someone recording within our group would be something sinister to share with someone who should not be receiving it. Now, they also discussed the reunion, and Meredith said there's a lot that unfolds. And yes, I'm not surprised. It's 3 parts. I mean, it probably could have been a 4 part. We were there for a really long time, and I think we really got to the bottom of a lot of issues, some more than others. But I think there will be some surprises of who does take accountability, who does apologize, and who doesn't. And you know what? Truth comes out, and it's going to be interesting. Mm. Boom. I mean, honestly, I'm excited to see the reunion. I can't wait to see what happens, but I want to hear what you guys think. Guys, pop off in the comment section, please. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you guys are not subscribed, get subscribed. And yeah, happy Monday. Again, I am so sorry that we didn't end up doing hot, messy topics. Hopefully we'll be able to do that later this week. I will keep you guys posted, but worst case scenario, if not, we'll be around. I love you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.